Greetings to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be doing exercise 1.12 and we're only going to be having one solution for this exercise. The reason being it's pretty straightforward if you ask me. So without any waste of time, let's get on to the question. Okay, what they said here is assume a runner runs 24 miles in 1 hour, 45 minutes and 35 seconds. Write a program that displays the average speed in kilometers per hour. Note that 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. So on such questions, I always strongly recommend you guys to start by writing it on paper first before jumping onto code, because otherwise you're gonna have hard time coding something you don't know how is it even solved. Like, you gotta have a solution first before you jump onto coding. Okay, what I did is I wrote down aside using my calculator all the answers for certain computation, but you're gonna see what do I mean at the moment. Are you gonna see in a moment what do I mean? Okay, now firstly we gotta know that the average speed is actually equals to distance over time. Okay, okay, this machine is starting to be slower. Okay, but the first thing we gotta do though is to convert kilometers, and we gotta convert our distance to kilometers and our time to hours. Okay, once we do that, we're gonna be able to proceed with our calculation. So what we know is we also been told 1 mile is equals to 1.6 kilometers and 24 kilometers is actually equals to some number. Let's put a question mark for that number. Actually, that's the number we're looking for, kilometers. If you did mathematics, then you will know that if you have two equations like these, what you gotta do is to simply cross multiply in order to find our question mark. So if we do that and we call our question mark distance, our final answer will be, let's question mark be distance. So distance is actually equals to 24 multiplied by 1.6. Okay, if you divide the whole thing by 1, because what we do here, we cross multiply. We say 1.6 multiplied by 24. We have that on our left hand side of the equal sign, and on the right hand side of the equal sign we will have 1 multiplied by this question mark, which we call distance. So that is actually equivalent to saying 24 multiplied by 6 is equal to distance, which is equals to, as I told you guys, I did the calculations aside. So our answer is 38.4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 zeros and a 6. Okay, now that we're done with the distance, what we gotta do now is to simply convert our time. So what we know is 1 minute is actually equals to 60 seconds, and then this simply implies that 40 minutes is equals to 40 multiplied by 60. This is a simple mathematics, you guys. There isn't much to explain. I mean, at a glance you can tell. Your intuition simply tells you here that 40 minutes is actually equal to 40 multiplied by 60 seconds. So we call that time. So our time is simply 40 multiplied by 60, which is simply let me check out my calculations. Multiplied by 60, that will simply be 4 times 6, that's actually 6, 12, 18, 24, so it's gonna be 2,400 if I'm not mistaken. Or we can simply do this. By the way, this is how I've been getting my answers, you guys. Just go so that you'll see how I get my answers sometimes. This is what I simply do. And then I run this. This will work more or less like a calculator now. Let me check out the output. So is the output? Oh, as I mentioned, it's actually 2,400 because I cannot find my calculations now. So we have that as our time. So now 1 hour plus 40 minutes plus, oh, I'm running out of my battery here. Okay, 1 hour 40 minutes plus 35 seconds is actually equals to, that is actually equals to, we will say 60. An hour is actually made up of 60 minutes, and we know that each minute is made up of 60 seconds. So we will have 60 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds in order to find ourselves a total number of seconds. And we're gonna go 40 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds. Again, you guys, we're actually trying to convert our time into seconds. I mean, everything into seconds. So what we have, based on my calculation, I got 6,035. Again, we can check that out by simply replacing the whole thing, by simply replacing this 40 multiplied by 60 by this, and then we check out our answer. It gotta be 60.35. Okay, good. Okay, now it's actually the part where we do the work. But before we do though, let's do this. Okay, I mean, based on our equation, we did find that average speed is equal to distance over time. So if we actually convert this whole thing, these seconds, because right now we have, this is 3600 seconds. If we want to convert this into hours, we'll simply have this number here, 3035. We'll simply divide this number by 3600. Why 3600? That's simply because we've got 3600 seconds in an hour. So our answer is actually, based on my calculation, 1.676 again, 3, and we have how many 8s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8. It's gonna be in the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 9 hours. This number is actually converted into hours. Again, if you don't trust my calculations, you can simply do this and then you run this in order to get that number. We have 1 simply because we gotta put a 0.0 here in order to get the fraction part, in order to treat the whole thing as a fraction. Okay, again, let's try it out. Okay, as you guys can see, we've got 0.678, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the exact number we have right here. Okay, so now our average speed is giving us distance all over time. So average speed is equals to, where is our distance? Our distance is actually this number here. In what? In kilometers. Divided by our time in hours. Okay, so this is what we have. This is the exact thing we have. Let's see what we get. So we got 22 point that. Of course, you guys, you can play around with this by using printf and then round off this number into whatever decimal places you would like. So with me, I'm simply gonna wrap this video up. I don't want you guys to take too much of your time. Let's call it a day now. It has been a long day for me. Okay, cheers you guys. See you on the next tutorial, which is gonna be exercise 1.13, which is gonna be the very last exercise. I must say it is gonna take long time because there are certain things I wanna emphasize, especially the printf. Okay, cheers you guys. See you on the next tutorial.